JayaShri, JayaShri, JayaShri. Thank you for tuning into the free webinar on abundance energy activation. I am your friendly guide in ultimate liberation. My name is JayaShri Maathaa, and I'm here to share few powerful thoughts and ideas that can help you bring true sense of abundance into your life. Now, this is something I have been doing in my life, like creating abundance for the last 20 plus years. And strangely enough, now looking back at my life, I see that I have been creating abundance in all dimensions of life quite peacefully, let's say quite well, and so effortlessly. Although, just like you, there was a point in my life, I was feeling that I'm creating abundance with effort. I felt the same way. But looking back at life, now I realize that whole idea that to create abundance in life, it takes so much of effort, was a false belief. It was a limiting belief. It was not true. It was only a thought running in my mind. So the first thing I want you to hear very clearly during this webinar is that this whole idea that creating abundance is difficult, it's painful, it requires a lot of sacrification, it's hard, and it comes with a cost, some kind of a cost, and you really have to sweat out to create abundance, is actually a myth or a limiting belief. It's not true. It is true and it is real as long as you believe like that. Let me repeat it to you. If you believe creating abundance in life is hard, it doesn't come easy. It comes to only certain groups of people, certain types of people who are fortunate. If you think like that, the problem is in that thinking, in that thought. So the first thing you have to do, if you really desire to create abundance in life, is to believe otherwise. What is the opposite belief? That creating abundance is easy as breathing. Creating abundance is joyful. Creating lots and lots of abundance in life is actually like playing a game. When you know the rules of the game, when you know how a game is played, you play the game, you have fun. As a result of playing the game joyfully and with full involvement, you will have the results. I see creating abundance in life, not only money, but every aspect of life is just like playing a game. And in any moment, if you feel you are losing the game, that is because you don't know what the game is all about. You have forgotten one aspect of the game. You have got too tired in trying to play the game. So you are feeling like you're losing. So let us be very clear about this new belief that abundance comes easy to my life. Please think that thought 3 times. I even ask you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a good long healing breath. And release all the energy that is no longer needed by you fully as you exhale. And think 3 times very clearly, very powerfully, very solidly in your mind, creating abundance in life is easy as breathing. Creating magnificent level of abundance in life is as easy as breathing. Creating true abundance in life is as easy as breathing. How do you feel? I feel wonderful. When you repeat a powerful affirmation like that, which is essentially a mantra, it changes your neurology. It changes the hormones in the body. In other words, it changes the way you feel. So when you simply change a thought to a positive, powerful, high vibrating thought, it changes the way you feel in your body, meaning the thought affects the chemistry in the body. The thought combined with the emotion now helps you to act differently. Act differently to a level you can be truly free from the past conditioning or the past way of thinking. If you suffocated in your life due to lack of abundance in life, that is because of your problematic thinking. This is what I want you to take responsibility for. When I was 14 years old, I knew the importance of money. After observing the problems at home, the struggles my mother and father and brother and sister is going through, and the dysfunctions in the family because of limiting beliefs around money, I made a decision that I am going to be truly abundant, really rich, and will live a very happy, healthy, rich life. Not a half-baked rich life, but truly a happy, enlightened, free, and abundant life. I made that decision when I was very small because I could feel the pain of the loved ones. When it comes to money and abundance, there were a lot of disharmony in the family. Now, what did I do? What was my choice of thinking? What was my choice of feeling? What was my choice of action towards the very thing that suffocated our family? My choice of thinking, feeling, and action was that I am going to become someone who's free, who's happy, who's enlightened, and who's rich enough. Rich enough to be able to provide whatever that my family is needed and whatever the society is needing, and I could afford anything and everything that I desire. I use that painful, traumatic life experiences as a child to create what I desired in life. Not only what I desired, as a result of having what I desire, I was willing to share the overflow with everyone who's desiring more of that energy. So, this is my second message for you today. How do we activate the abundance energy? True abundance, I repeat to you, true abundance is not only having lots and lots and lots of money. True abundance is that your heart is filled with love and compassion. Your mind is clear from negative thoughts. Even if a negative thought comes, you know what to do. You know how to bring balance into your life. When an old painful karmic drama plays, you know how to bring yourself back to your glorious divine self as a human being. You know how to heal your physical problems. You know how to fix any problem that come up in life on your own. You are able to think clearly on your own. And as a result of being able to think clearly on your own, you are able to channel your life force energy to manifest what you desire. This is what I consider as true abundance. Because we see so many people are trying to earn a lot of money, but they also find it's challenging, and also they get stressed out as a result of trying to make money. Now, this is the most important thing. If you are also doing a job or a business, right, you have a certain livelihood and you're trying to make money, you're trying to make money. Do you get that? You're trying to make money. That creates stress. I'm here to tell you, true abundance is that you don't feel that you're trying to make money. You feel like you are living your life to the fullest. If your job or the business you're doing or your livelihood does not give you that feeling that I'm living my life to the fullest, then it is the time to seriously take a good analytical, critical assessment about the life you live. If your livelihood, if your job, if your business is giving you a huge amount of psychological pressure, physical drain, like your physical energy is drained and you feel tired and exhausted, I think you're wasting your life as a human being. I'm sorry to say that, but I have to say it to you because I really love and care for you as another brother and a sister, as another human being. I am here to tell you it's time to change the way you live your life. If you do not feel that you are living your life to the full potential while doing your job and business, it's time to make a change. Sometimes people are too afraid to make changes in their life because they are too afraid to lose the comfort or security. Now, in my life, I created a life on my own terms. I would like to call it, I created and live in my own empire. Now, we don't need to live in someone else's world or empire or be like a servant or someone subservient. If we know what truly matters to us, we can be the leader in our own world. We can be the king and the queen in our own world. And of course, help whoever flock around you or get around you, get close to you. You can be a leader to them as well and help them to create a new sense of freedom in their life. This all starts with actually one big decision. That is, you have to be able to let go of fear and sense of insecurity and the need to be comfortable in what is known. So many people are struggling to take a decision in their life because they are too comfortable where they are. So they feel when they take a decision, let's say to quit the job or change the business that they're already in, that they have so much to lose. But truth is that they are already losing so much by doing the wrong thing, by being in the wrong relationship, by being in the wrong job and doing the wrong business in a way. The business is not wrong, but the alignment between the person, the soul of the person and the business, it's not matching. Someone is trying to do it because you have to do it. Many people are doing jobs because they have to do it. I have been a trainer and a coach and HR consultant for 12 plus years. It's only the last 3 years I took a break from the traditional business. I went into seclusion, I went into living a spiritual life since 2019, where I had my awakening experience, so to say, like a conscious death process. And in that process, I kind of died to that old identity and redefined my identity as JayaShri Maathaa, the person that you now know as a spiritual teacher and a mentor and a thought leader. So, but all those years, I was working in organizations. I have worked with multinationals, blue chip companies, really large conglomerates in Sri Lanka, and also I have some experience working internationally. Now, what I observed after working with more than 100,000 people over the last 12 plus years, directly working with people through coaching, training, and group interventions, now is that most of the people who are working in the corporates or companies are really unhappy. They are really kind of lost souls. I like to call them, they are lost souls. They are doing something that they don't like to do. They feel that it's a burden and a hassle to work so hard like that, and then of course get compensated at the end of the month, and they're not happy with that money and the benefits they are receiving. They're not grateful enough. They don't feel that true gratitude. Only very few people feel truly grateful for the job that they are doing. The fact that they have a livelihood, they have an opportunity to be of service to the world and receive some remuneration as energy exchange for that. Only very few people feel grateful for their job. Only very few people truly bless their employers. Only very few people truly feel at home in their workplace. Very few people. I'm really sorry to put this forward during this session, but sometimes we have to speak about certain aspects of reality and look at it directly and acknowledge the problem for what it is. Sometimes we have to do that rather than just putting it under the carpet and trying to ignore it. That is majority of the corporate citizens that I have come across, all these employees, so to say, people who are working 9 to 5, like doing a job, they are doing it with resentment. Do you know what resentment is? Like they feel like they're doing something wrong. They're not in the right place. They don't feel complete as human beings. They feel very, very incomplete inside. And as a result of that, their effectiveness and efficiency in delivering the job is subpar. They cannot really be the best, do the best. But they're trying hard. They're trying hard. Organizations or management and the employers also trying hard to lift them up. Now, those are the moments where they invite people like us, like trainers and coaches, to help change the mindset of employees and most of the time the management as well, so that they can create a better working experience. Of course, my experience doing training, coaching, and consultancy in organizations had been really wonderful because I knew when I sign a contract to work with an organization, I am there to enjoy my life. I'm not there to just deliver a training, earn some money. No, that was never my policy in life. If I sign up for something, I make sure I enjoy that process so fully. I love those human beings. I really nurture them, help them come up, challenge them sometimes. And I live my life so well in my consultancy assignment. This was my policy, working and doing my business. So as a result of that, I was able to really create so much of abundance and freedom in my life as a woman. Because uh, the first priority I gave in life was always to myself, and to find out if I am content and happy and joyful in delivering what I do. This is my next message to all of you. If you are doing your job with resentment, you're not happy, you feel something's not right, you don't bless your employer at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. In fact, so many people are cursing their employer. Really, some employees, they receive the salary at the end of the month, but they curse, they judge, they critically comment about their employer, right? And they talk behind the very person or the management or the group of people who are running the business, who has given people the opportunity to work, right? They have taken a risk setting up a business. They bear that risk. They take a lot of effort to run a business in an economy like this, and still there are employees who are blaming their employer. Now, I think if you really want to create true abundance in your life, you have to stop that. If you really, really want to be rich and happy and healthy and be enlightened and free as a human being, you have to stop all blame game. I know it because I have done some level of blaming, let's say about my clients. I haven't done so many corporate jobs, but I definitely have my share of experience working as a corporate executive, as a manager, sales manager for an international airline, and as a lecturer, as an executive. I do have experience in the corporate world. So I remember the times that I was unhappy doing job was the time I was complaining. If not with others, but at least I would complain it in my head. I would have a lot of negative statements about my employer. So obviously I was not happy, and I had to make decisions to leave the job. So the best thing I did, of course, was when I was just 26 years old, I remember quitting the well-paid, very lucrative, very, top-end kind of a job as a sales manager for an international airline. I received great perks, big salary, a vehicle, and with all that, I made a decision. I don't belong here, so I left the job. That was the same year that I was going through depression. I was deeply affected by depression. I was sick woman. I was sick mentally and I was sick physically. I was overweight and I had many gastrointestinal and few other sicknesses, a lot of problems. My health was really deteriorating. And as a young woman, I was not able to enjoy my relationship, my marriage. So everything was really falling apart. But I was a very high level of achiever at that age. I have achieved so much of academic success and professional success, famous as well. But I was inside of me, my world was collapsing. That was the golden turning point that made me who I am today. So how did I create so much of abundance, including money and good health? Certainly many healthy relationships with other people. Although I went through a separation in my relationship, I created many more healthier, meaningful, truly nourishing, and truly uplifting relationships thereafter. So I became really rich in every aspect. My spirituality was really improving. How did I do that? I used the pain, psychological pain, the depression, the problem, the traumas I went through as a child as opportunities to grow, to become the best I can become. So I have learned to become an alchemist. So if you want to create abundance in your life, you have to learn the art and science of alchemizing pain into a life purpose. Now I'm teaching people through my exclusive signature training programs how to translate traumas, painful memories in life, weaknesses and shadows in your personality, psychological imbalances or problems, and other problems in life, like essentially the garbage, the negatives, into gold. Gold means like money making. My depression was the stepping stone that led me to learn NLP and become an internationally certified NLP trainer. I became a coach. I became a hypnotherapist. I even became a psychologist. And I became all that because I knew the pain of suffering. I could feel it in every bone, like my bone marrows and every cell in my body. And I did not die. Ideally, I should have died in few occasions in my life. Some of you who knows me personally to some degree knows my story that I have had several near-death or death experiences. It's not near-death, it's death experiences where I did not die. I became someone else as a result of those death processes. And I realized finally, like there's really no one to die here. And that we are just using this human dress to play a role. And this is constantly changing. And who I really am is infinite, pure, positive potential in the universe. Those who believe in God, who you are, who I am, who we are, essentially is the God itself, God herself or himself. That is the real nature. But because we are too identified with the body and the mind and the content, we do not feel that way. So we feel stuck in the body, we feel stuck in our mind content, and certainly we feel stuck with our emotions. But when life gives you very painful experiences, it's an opportunity. It's almost like a divine calling. So if you're going through some troubles in your life, I want you to know a lot of pain and trauma in your life, it's a good thing. That's a divine calling. It's just that you were not listening to that calling for a while in your life. You kind of kept ignoring it. The noise became stronger. That is what happened to many people. They get into troublesome place that finally they find it like, I can't take it anymore. That is because they kept ignoring their inner voice. They were too afraid to listen to that voice and take different actions, leaving a relationship, leaving the country perhaps, finding a new job, setting up a new business. They were too afraid to make those decisions. As a result of not listening to that inner voice, the true divine calling within, because of the fear, you build lots of energy blocks in your mind-body system. And as a result of that, you can get sick. You can even create situations where you you go broke, like financially broken or poor, right? Or you can get into situations where you are now compelled to leave the job or close down the business or compelled to end certain relationships in a bad way. Now, my message is that people should not go to those places where things are so bad, you are now compelled to face really bad experiences. I don't think you have to come to a terrible place to take decisions. You can take decisions much well in advance. That is what I'm teaching. That is what I'm training people to do, because we have gone through the painful cycle, right? We know the mistakes. So we don't want people who, everyone pretty much, right? We don't want people to go through the same cycle of suffering and make mistakes, right? That is why trainers and teachers and coaches are there. They have done those mistakes so they can teach other people how to avoid those mistakes and actually create a great life. So let's review what we've learned so far. The first thing you have to do in order to create abundance in life, to activate the abundance energy, is to really think continuously like a mantra. Now, what is a mantra? Mana, that's to the mind, and you keep reiterating, right? You are charging your mind with a new word and a vibration, and finally that vibration becomes your reality. Mantra or an affirmation, essentially every thought you are thinking is like a mantra. Many people don't know that. They think mantra is some Sanskrit thing or a Pali version. No, mantra is every single thing you are thinking and even speaking. Okay. So you got to be really, the first thing is that to have a very powerful, positive mantra or an affirmation in your head running almost all the time, that abundance is as easy. Having abundance in life is as easy as breathing. You have to keep thinking and believing like that. Initially, just thinking. After a while, that thought becomes really saturated and it becomes a belief, meaning you're going to experience life the way that I'm telling you. That, having abundance is actually easy. Then at that time, you look back in your life and perhaps remember people like us and say, thank you for guiding me in that path. That's people think they meet teachers real time like this. No, real meeting with the teacher happens when you get to the same self-realization that we have got, and you meet us through your own self. That is the place where you really meet the teacher. Initially, just physically a person out there teaching something, some content, you just take it in, you feel a difference or separation between you and the teacher. But one fine day, when you face the same experience the teacher has experienced, that is the day you will say, perhaps even ask for forgiveness if you had doubts about the teacher. Also, you will say thank you, right? We did the same thing to our teachers when were going in this spiritual journey. Every step of self-realization, you meet the old teacher or teachers, all the teachers. And you certainly ask for forgiveness for not understanding it before, and then say thank you for meeting you there, right? So the next thing is that you got to understand, if you want to create true abundance in life, you got to understand, if you're doing your job or business with a lot of resentment and you don't feel complete as a human being doing your job, your livelihood, it's time to take step back from your life and take a critical view of what you are doing, and why you are doing what you're doing, and why you do what you do, right? So you really have to, we call it meta perspective. Separate yourself out from your life story and step back and take a good assessment. Especially if you're struggling with money, especially if you hate your employer and you don't like your employer, you criticize them, you say bad things about them, you're not happy with the salary. It's really the time to, right? Don't poison your soul, please. Please stop spoiling your heart and put basically poisoning your soul by doing those things. If you feel you're in the wrong place, you have to do what is right for you. When you do what is right for you, even if it is so hard to do, you will be free and you are setting other people free. It may feel very, very difficult because of fear of losing control, right? Like if I lose the job, what I'm going to do tomorrow? I will not have money, etc. But I'm here to tell you, when I made that decision many years ago, as a young woman, right? Just leaving the job and depressed, and my relationship was breaking down. With all odds, I made that decision. Did my life got worse or better? My life got better and better and better and better every day. So wonderful every day. I'm growing old and my life is getting better and better and better every day. Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, socially, politically, you name it, it's getting better. Every time when life hits me hard, I know something good is coming. That's my attitude. So I want you to have that attitude. That's how you create true abundance in life, not just earning so much of money. Okay. I have met so many people having lots and lots and lots of money, but extremely unhappy, extremely unhealthy. That's not what I'm talking about. That's why I'm intentionally using the word abundance energy. Abundance is a different place to be. Abundance is to be free and enlightened and have every material comfort. That means you can enjoy your five sensory experience fully, right? You can have the cake and you can eat it too. We are not talking about this spirituality where you are depriving yourself physically. That's not spirituality. That's misunderstood religious indoctrinations, total misunderstandings. True spirituality means you are totally free to experience life fully through your five senses and not being attached to any of it ever. You're not attached. Therefore, you're free to experience the full five sensory experience completely at your will because you are not attached to it. But people who are depriving their desire to earn money, desire to have luxuries, they are depriving, thinking it is spiritual to be otherwise. They are really struggling in life. We have seen enough of healers and spiritual seekers, meditators, yoga people, right? All the spiritual people, so-called spiritual people, struggling with life by depriving themselves of what they truly desire. No, you got to honor your desires and work towards in a balanced way. That's what we are teaching. Now, the last piece of information that I shared with you in order to create true abundance in life, you got to first create that thought, abundance is easy. Take a good look at your life and ask yourself, what do I do? Why do I do what I do? Right? Is it really worth? Take a good assessment of your life. And then it is absolutely important you take the right decision to create true freedom in your life. You got to take decisions. You have to let go of the fear and the comfort. How do you do that? Now, this is where people like us come into play, right? Because people are not letting go of what is known to them, even if it poisons their soul, right? They have loads of negativity about themselves, about the job, about the employer. With all that, they are sticking to a situation because they are afraid of losing something. The cost of change seems bigger than the suffocation. Cost of change is perceived as higher, so they choose to suffer. This is where you need the support of a coach, a trainer, a teacher, right, to help you overcome fear of change. So I have another good news to share with you. That is my good news. Certainly, I hope it will inspire you. That is how I created abundance during the last 3 months. Because maybe some of you know my story. I told you briefly my story. I was in the corporate world, and then I started my own business at the age of 27. And then I created my own empire. It was a very successful coaching training business. I earned a lot of money, lived a great life, and at the age of 39, of course, I let go of all of it and I went into complete spiritual practice. So in 2019, this transition happened, Jayamini becoming JayaShri Maathaa, like in terms of identity. right? So during the last 3 years, I did not do any business. I was simply living life freely. Of course, I did a lot of Dhamma discourses. I was training people how to meditate. I was guiding people on the path of spirituality towards enlightenment. I did that work, but I was kind of away from the worldly things and certainly no business whatsoever. But when my country, Sri Lanka, when we were going through these troubled times, I knew I had to come forward and play a different role. Now, because I'm free from the identification from any social roles, even as a spiritual teacher, I'm not identified with that role. When I want to deliver what I'm supposed to deliver, I do that. Other times, I'm just free. I'm a simple human being, and I'm free from all those um, images and identities. I'm free from it. Therefore, I'm free to actually act in many ways that I feel good as a human being, right? Like being a spiritual teacher is not taxing me at all because I'm free from it. When I want to do it, I come forward, I deliver, then I'm free. So during the last 3 years, I didn't do any business, right? But I had my sustenance coming comfortably. I had people looking after me. I had my students and inner circle providing me every comfort. It so happened that the system was built like that. I was so fortunate in a way. Plus, I allowed it to happen. However, when the country was going through this extreme economic crisis, I knew I have to come forward and be of service. How do I choose to be of service? My way is very different. I'm not just a person who just talk something from the book. I'm not. I have never done that. I can't do it. I don't know because I'm absolutely brutally honest with myself. If there's one thing I have for myself, for certainty, is that I have myself for myself. I have found that me beyond the name and form. So even if I lose everything, including the body, it doesn't really matter. I have found who I really am. So it doesn't really matter who I'm with, which country I'm in, how much of money I have, and all that stuff, because I have found the true kingdom of heaven. So this is what I'm teaching people, right? So when the country was going through this difficult situation, I knew I have to be of service. But how can I be of service now? I was analyzing. So I was teaching people how to be enlightened, how to meditate, all that stuff over the last 3 years. Then I realized with all the Dhamma discourses, with all the meditation guidelines, with all spirituality, our people are hungry, our people are struggling with money, our people are living on a treasure island, but living in hell. We are living in a treasure island, but most of the people are living in hell, suffering, broke, poor, feeling inadequate, right? Feeling not good enough, feeling angry, feeling hatred towards each other, always blaming, finger pointing. They don't know their power. So I knew if I have to do something this time as JayaShri Maathaa, it's not just teaching meditation and all the jazz about spirituality. It's about now filling the stomach and feeding the loved ones and truly helping people to be financially free, financially abundant. So I am true to myself. I made a decision. I'm going to do my business. I'm going to relaunch a new business or relaunch my old business, if at all, because I don't even own a business any longer, right? I have handed over my business to my immediate disciple, my partner, my best friend, Gamakashri. It is not even under my name anymore. So it doesn't really matter. I have the whole universe anyway with me. I thought, okay, I'm going to take a decision and learn the art of making money once again and teach it to other people, right? I'm going to crack the code of money, this whole problem we as a nation had, feeling poor when we are living on a treasure island. me feeling poor, I could not really bear it anymore. So I came forward. I want you to know the good news. I relaunched my business, let's say me as a person, my services, just within 3 months. So zero sales, obviously, I was not doing business, right? I was just preaching, right? It's a different way of living when it comes to spiritual teachers, right? In Sri Lanka, right? You people just give you things and you just preach. I got bored with that model as well, but I came forward to help my country. So I launched a new business and zero sales to 6 figures and now heading towards 7 figures in a month. Okay, it's possible. When you are not attached to things, when you are not afraid of money, when you don't have fear and shame around money, because so many people want so much of money, but they think money is evil, they condemn money, they look down on rich people, they think rich people are bad, they have jealousy towards rich people, right? This is where we went wrong. There's nothing wrong in money. Problem is in our thinking and the way we feel, our attitude, right? So you can't attract something into your life which you don't like. If you hate something, if you unconsciously look at it like garbage, you can't attract it into your life. This wrong beliefs about money is coming from wrong religious beliefs. Religious beliefs, nothing spiritual. Spirituality has nothing to do with religion. I think our new generation of people are quite aware about that, right? So religion creates a lot of fear in the minds of the people. Now, that is not the discussion I want to have, but if you genuinely look at why we as a nation went into this problem, if you take a good look at it through yourself, not by looking at others. You can't fix life by looking at others, my dear friends. If you want to change the world outside, you have to have a good look at yourself and you have to start changing yourself. Then, as a result of you changing yourself, hopefully you will see some change around you. July 1st, I started every day waking up early in the morning, 4 a.m., went through a powerful energy activation meditation. Now it's a special program called JayaShri Divine Activations, 21-day energetic healing program. The September program is also running. 1st of July we started, 21st, we as a country was in a good place. At least we had a new leader who's able to take charge of the situation, right? And things are actually getting better for us. We may have many opinions about it, but things are actually getting better for us. We are now getting into a stable place. I'm not having any biasness towards any person or politician or political party. I was absolutely politically neutral from an early age. It's just only one occasion in my life I used the voting power as a young girl, that is to appoint a woman as the president. That was the only time in my life I used my voting power, voting rights, right? Otherwise, I'm absolutely politically neutral. In case if someone's watching this and having all those ideas, please come open with me if you really want to work with me, right? We are here to help humanity evolve. We are here to help Sri Lanka come to the next level. Not only spiritually rich nation, but financially and materially rich and stable nation. So now I shared with you my experience of relaunching the business in 3 times and how I started just once again making money, and there's a science to it, there's an art to it, there's a philosophy to it. So I am willing to teach it to people who are ready to do that, right? How did I relaunch the business in 3 months and moved from zero sales, right? And not even having a business, right? Like, because my business was handed over. And how did I do that? By using my life experiences, by using my divine gifts. My divine gifts were my life problems. So if you have problems in your life, you are eligible to be rich, right? You are really eligible to be really rich and abundant, okay? Right? You can be a teacher, you can be a coach, you can be a healer to the world and create a soulful, divinely rich, spiritually aligned business. So what am I doing now? I'm doing a soulful, divinely rich, and spiritually aligned business. Okay? I'm serving the world, not only people in our country, I'm serving the world. I'm enabling, empowering, and enlightening people. How do I do that? I use my own life experience. I am the truth. I have found that within me. So through my life story, I transform people. Of course, I have learned psychology, I have learned NLP, I have learned meditation. I have done meditation from age 3. So I have 38 plus years experience meditating, right? I'm a Qigong teacher, that is a Chinese a martial art form of energy management, right? So I have like whole lot of qualities and capabilities and skills to help person move from where they are, where they want to be. So now I like to announce you about a special online training that is starting on 11th September. That is called Freedom Start. Freedom Start training. It is actually an off-the-shelf product. It's an off-the-shelf product. Like you can just buy that product and use it to create true sense of freedom around money, love and relationships, and health. Those 4 areas: love, money, love and relationships, and health. Freedom Start is like off-the-shelf program, but because I'm launching it for the first time, I'm going to add a bonus training into it. So I will be doing a live training. So if you feel resonated with this content that I'm sharing, and if you want to work with me to help you create a soulful, divinely rich, spiritually aligned business, if you are a healer or a spiritual seeker and you're tired of doing a corporate job, but you want to get into creating your own business, soulful business, I invite you to work with me. If you're already doing a business, but you're not very happy about the financial status and the kind of person you have become in your business, you're too stressed out, you don't feel good as a leader, I can help you to bring balance and harmony and take your business to the next level. All right. If you're a corporate executive, you kind of like your job. Not that you hate your job. You're not also criticizing your employer, but you find there's a gap between your heartfelt desires, and your job, and you have a lot of stress. Once again, I invite you to this Freedom Start training. Maybe you can have a new sense of freedom and alignment in your job and perform exceptionally well, right? So 11th September is the day that we are having this training. You can sign up now and be part of that new sense of freedom around money, love and relationships, and health. I am JayaShri Maathaa, your friendly guide in your ultimate liberation. Feel free to drop a message here, connect with us, and we look forward being of service to you, helping you create true abundance in your life. JayaShri.